Hello, welcome back. I'm Tanya from Tanya's Witchy Kitchen, and how are you doing today? Still working on my backdrop. That probably won't, I'm not saying when it's gonna actually get done, but yeah, it's okay, right? You don't mind looking at my boxes and my bins and my cocoa butters and But anyway, do you freeze at work? My daughter's office is in the basement of her workplace, and so of course, old building, you know, the everybody upstairs is hot because it's not enough circulation with the AC, and she's downstairs freezing, so she wears sweaters all the time to work, long sleeve shirts. She's got her cardigan in her office, you know. Actually, I haven't been to her office in a while. I'll have to go see. But yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I used to work for an oil company, and man, like, those guys froze me out. They literally had to turn the heat up on the days I worked, because I was part-time, and it was so cold in there. So cold. Like, my hands would be cold. Do you know how hard it is to type and write and take notes when you're freezing? It's just ridiculous. And I think that's part of the problem we have with summer. Most places will freeze you out because their AC is at like 60 or 65, right? Go into Walmart and holy crap, you gotta take your parka with you. It's so cold. Yeah, but I mean, it's like maybe we should, tune it down a little bit, Like, if it's 95 outside, how about 75? Yeah, that's how my house is. I run the thermostat. My husband likes to think he does because he'll get up and he'll, it's like, you're only going to be in the house for half an hour. Why mess with the thermostat? So he turns it down and then goes outside, and then I turn it up. But I'm the one in the house, so I should get to rule it. I don't mess with it at night because, that's okay if it's a little cooler at night. But I don't know. Men are babies. Just whiners. I'm hot. I'm cold. My foot hurts. My back hurts. Be pregnant once. Jeez. You will find out all about heartburn and back aches and feet hurting and all those things. And, we're just supposed to be like, well, we're pregnant, so it comes with the territory. Well, honey, this is life. It comes with the territory. Okay. I thought it was funny. But anyway, today we are doing another soap. You're probably getting sick of soaps again. We did the whole hair thing, and I was just like, man, I couldn't wait to get back into soaps. And then sometimes I think we're just doing too many soaps. But who knows, right? But anyway, today we are doing the root beer float bar. It has root beer. It has 100% raw cream and a beautiful fragrance oil you just can't beat. It smells spot on. So we are doing a double batch today. 3 things. Dream big, be true to you. You are worth it. And let's go check out the root beer float bar. And I was not kidding when I said raw cream, heavy whipping cream. Why do I freeze it? It just lasts longer. It stays better. And real root beer. That is the original root beer float bar. Yes, it is. Any type of root beer will do. It's all about the sugars. The root beer does not give it its fragrance at all. It's all about the sugar. So, it's about 1 ounce of root beer and 1 ounce of heavy whipping cream. And of course, the cream is going to add a little bit more super fat to my soap. But that's okay. And the root beer is just going to add more bubbles to the soap. And that's perfectly okay. Look at how beautiful that looks. Seriously, absolutely beautiful soap batter. Like I said, we are doing a double batch of this because I just go through it so fast. And then one day I was like, well, why don't I just do 2 batches at the same time? That's what other people do. They just have bigger molds than I do. So adding my root beer in right there. Yeah, so it's an ounce of root beer and an ounce of cream to each batch. Does that make sense? Okay. And then I'm just going to split it off because I need a white for the top. And so this stays unscented because this fragrance oil discolors like a mother, and it'll even discolor some of the white. That's beside it. So, yeah, that white portion with the pink spatula, that will stay unscented. Okay, so if you're smelling the top of the bar, even though this stuff is so potent and so strong and just so yummy, you will smell it, but that top part's unscented. Now, I don't know what is happening there. I have never, ever had this fragrance oil rice like that. Like, never. And it's a really good thing that I want this thick. So when I talk about trace, I usually go to a thin emulsion, right? This is a thicker trace. Okay, look at that. It's like batter. It's not batter, but it's like brownie batter or cake batter, where you can see the squiggles on top that you left from your beater and all that. This is a thick trace soap, which is perfect because I need it to be. I don't need it to make swirls. I don't need it to do all the things because it's just one simple pour, just one solid boom, there it is. Right? Yeah. So it can be thick. And sometimes it's nice to have just a really good thick batter in this. What did my hardness go to? Oh, my hardness was 39. I was just wondering because it was like cocoa butter and rice bran. I love rice bran. You got to check out the fatty acid profile on that oil. I just think that one is kind of fascinating. But yeah. And then what do we have? We had coconut and tallow and then my soft oils. But yeah, just a nice blend. It doesn't matter. I've made it different. This is like back to the original recipe, but I've made it different. Soap batters, and it doesn't matter. It looks the same. It acts the same. It does the same thing, right? I was just checking to make sure that I got them pretty close, and I was pretty dang close, let me tell you. So the next part is to let that thicken, okay? Just want it really, really, really thick. And I'm actually wondering, didn't I add titanium dioxide to this? Yes, I did. I was going to say, I know I usually do because it discolors. If you go back and look at the bowl that I poured it into, it had titanium dioxide in the bottom already dispersed. Now, for my thing, I really was waiting for a very thick trace, if you want to call it trace, whatever, where it's thick, where I can pull it through and it's thick. And that's the perfect, where you pull the spatula through and it stays. Okay? And it just totally stays. Now, there's another change to this soap. Even though this is going back to the original soap. So batter, the pop and the cream, all the things. The top is different. So if you remember before, I would sculpt the top. So it actually looks like a nice, smooth, uniform column across the top of the soap. Okay? Yeah. I decided it wasn't worth the effort. It's just not. It's not worth the effort. If you're doing these bars, and after a while, like there's certain bars I don't mind the effort, like Angel's Orchard. It's got the stripes. I actually redid that one a little bit, changed the stripage. Turned out beautiful. I don't mind the extra work on that. But for my root beer float bars, I was just like, what am I doing? Why am I sculpting this, taking this cardboard piece and running it back and forth 80,000 times. And I actually did, and I cut the footage out because I was just frustrated. It's like it never turns out. The stuff was thicker than thick, and then you put it on and it starts to loosen up again because it's soap. And yeah, I was just like, I'm done. Like, no, I need a simple top for this. I need simplicity in my life. See, I was trying to sculpt the top on that one, and I couldn't get it without losing half the top, and I was just like, this is so frustrating. This is so dumb. See, I'm trying to smooth it out, and it's just not working. It's just frustrating. So, simply put, I just made some squiggles. I did. And it worked. Like, I'm sorry. It literally worked. It looks like ice cream. But that's what I did. So the top is a little different. And it was a bright sunny morning when I'm going to cut this. Now, if you look at the outside of that, that is the mold yet. So that's the color in the mold. But that is going to discolor totally, and actually much darker than that, as crazy as it sounds. But look at that nice solid bar. Like, cannot even go into this how solid of a bar that is. I just noticed I have my camera upside down on my iPad. Oh, for funny. Yeah. But so I'll show you the discoloration. You can watch me cut it. But I'm serious. They say women hold their heat in their core, and that's why our extremities are cold, and men, it flows throughout. Now, I really believe that in the case of certain people, we won't name names in my house, but I just personally think that they are just they don't acclimate to anything, so they're either too hot or too cold, and they just want the instant gratification of messing with the thermostat. Because, I have blankets even through summer, because if I'm a little cold, I'll just grab a blanket. If I'm a little hot, I'll just take the blanket off, or I'll take a sweatshirt off, or, it's not that bad to sit there and suffer a little bit, really. But anyway, those are super cute. I wasn't going to make you watch both of them, but the fragrance oil is root beer. Here are the bars right after I cut them. Yeah, and here are the bars once they're totally cured. Isn't that a gorgeous brown? But anyway, I hope you had a good time. Thank you for dropping by, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.